Yo, what's good, gang? How's everybody out there? Man, yesterday I had a great little live stream with Flop and Groper, man. I appreciate that. That was amazing, man. I appreciate you showing me your charts. I appreciate you putting me on the stage, man. I appreciate everything, man. You and your brother, amazing people, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Amazing. I don't even got too many words for it, bro. You guys really are what you guys talk about, and I appreciate that. I want to give a little shout out to Dane also, man, for putting together that whole entire thing. That that just helped me and made me feel better as far as anything. So, but I know that you had a couple of questions, and I definitely want to get into it, and I want to show you what I be using right now. Now, I'm gonna put you on my charts real quick and just show you real quick. Let me remove this and what it looks like overall. But this is what my charts overall look like. I got monthly NPOCs. I got golden pockets of the big ranges. I got micro golden pockets on there. I got value areas. I got daily NPOCs. And I'm gonna give you a little insight on how to get these levels, what to look for, and also how to, what happens when price interacts and what you should be looking for. So I'm gonna try to make this as short and sweet as possible, but this is what it's looking like overall. And then I'm gonna take you into a little blank chart, and we can start building this out. So one of the first things I like to do is I like to run my fib, and I like to say in this range right now, this range here. Let me tighten this up a little bit. this range right here. Um, this will be called your micro range. This is what you're trading right now. Price came down here, interacted with the level over here, and there's more levels down here to give you more confluence, but I'm just pulling the fib from this zone to show you how to get certain areas. Here you have yourself your little golden pocket. You got the 786 right here. You got your one area, and then I will call these either like a little take profit zones, take profit 2, take profit 1, but price usually, this is a full retrace zone. This will be a midpoint zone. So this is your golden pocket. So all of these things have a name. You could label them how you want to. You could deal with them how you want to. Sorry for the bell. That's also my charts just going off and everything. But yeah, let's just basically look at what levels, how to get these levels and get everything really going. My bad. I was looking at something. So yes, we have our little golden pocket right here. So what I like to do initially is just, I like to mark these areas out. I like to, especially these areas right here, the 786 and the 618 is areas that I like to mark out and just make sure I'm able to have those two areas on my chart right now. You can mark out the one. I would consider that to be the value area high. So if you like, you can mark out that one. That'll be your value area high, right? And then from there, you can remove your little Fibonacci, right? Extend this, let's clean that up, right? So now another thing I like to do, I like to go into settings, and I like to label these things out just so there's a name on them, right? This, oh shit, see what I just did then? You see what I just did? That was a rookie mistake, but I need this line. And now delete this. All right, let's go back to cleaning this up. Sorry for that delay. All right, so here we could label this one out. Bam, GP. Let's add a little bit more context. Micro GP, because that's of that area. And what do we have here? We have the 786. You can mark that out if you want. you know, I'm gonna call this something else, but we got to get to that first. Right now, I'll just call it the 0.786, right? So that's the 0.786. That's just an honorable mention, right? So now we got those. We got oh man, we got those three areas right there, right? Keep on hitting that button. 786 doesn't like me for some reason, but we got these three areas, right? So another thing I like to do is I like to come over here to not my emojis because that is crazy, but my fixed volume range, right? And in the same area, I want to pull that same area. I want to see what's going on, right? So right here at our GP, we got ourselves a nice little POC. This is what we would call a point of control, right? This is a nice little high of our area, and this right here would be pretty much the low. I mean, there's an area down here, but eh, we're not really looking at that area yet. We wanna mark out these areas. So let's do this nice and neat. Option J, bam. We mark out that area. Let's label that. Label that value area low. That'll be our value area low. Because now we just got a value area high, we got a value area low, and then right here in the middle of this, all of this stuff right now, we also discovered POC, right? So you label that POC. Now, mind you, I will label these micro POC, micro value. Well, it is a value area high, but still micro value area low of this area. The reason why is because when we break these areas, we'll go back into our old value area, which will be this range right here. So, which will be this range right here. So if we break down into this level, this will be the last level to save us, which will be $84,000. And we're not going to get into price or anything. I'm just showing you how to bring up these levels. But you bring up these levels, it'll be around 84,700. And then if we lose that, we will come into this new range. And this range has its own value area and its own thing. And we get accepted back into it. So, so how the value area works, in my opinion, is that price likes to act like a magnet. So when price does go up and hits your value area high, right? You where is it? Where is it? Price hits your value area high, boom, you catch that short from up here, and now you're short, right? So now your 786 was a line of resistance, and if we go into the charts just to get a little deep, right? You can see that your 786 price came up to your value area, came down, right? Faked us out, broke back above, right? Retested, but it had break, didn't have the velocity to keep on going, and then it broke completely down. Now we're at the POC. 786 did give us a holdup. It was an honorable mention, right? So you don't wanna enter in your trade, a long trade at a bad area. This was just giving you an honorable mention, right? So 786, right? Now on the way up, we broke, and then broke above the 786, and we treated it like a female, and then we came back down, retested it, and then took it back up to our value area high before we broke it and broke completely down. Now we're at our point of control, and we are trying to find our balance in the market. But as you see, Market Cipher has our size very, very spread apart. We also have money flow coming out. We do have momentum finding a temporary bottom. But if you zoom into this, you could look. This perfect curvature right here. Awesome, right? Get the perfect curvature, gives you this little upness. Bam. Good. Perfect curvature again, gives you this little upness. perfect curvature, but this time, this is at an angle with money flow actually coming down at the same time that this is at this kind of angle. So for me, I would look at this as something that would do this, right? Meaning that this dot might print and then disappear. And if that happens, that would be a bad trade. So obviously you don't want to be in that trade. So another thing that you want to be careful about on the trade is your point of control. So at your point of control, which is right here, your POC, this is basically known as to traders who already traded because they would have already been in the short at the top. This is called the no trade zone or take profit, right? So you could take half of your things off the table, but usually traders understand that if we lose this area, we are going to most likely go back down and test the value area before going back up and treating the POC as support, as resistance, before we break above it and go back into the value area. But now, as you see, we have a golden pocket of the micro area right here, right? We also have the 786. So if we lose this POC, we could have a temporary bounce. So the same thing that has been drawing out with this, going up, down, up, down, up, down, meaning this might be your best zone to take the trade because it might scoop the golden pocket, all these stop losses and market order tickets of buys and sells and everything that is sitting in this range gets liquidated, and you come in at the perfect time and get this order. So now basically you're looking for price to interact with this. You're looking for market sentiment to actually give you more warning that it is going up right now, just based off of it. And I'm front running right now, so I'm not, but just based off of it right now, it looks like it could give us that temporary little relief rally, which was that same thing that we're seeing here: up, 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 down. That temporary relief rally. We still trend in the red because RSI is a spread, so I'm gonna take this as a weak move to the uptrend. Then we get the bullish. I said yesterday on Flop and Groper, I said bearish. I meant to say bullish divergence on the momentum waves here. That will give me more of a hope signal to be able to continue to go up and be like, yeah, this might be a range of interest or whatever. But as of right now, you've got these levels, and now you play these levels sharply. Now, if you're going to start day trading, and on the day trade, you want to get a little bit more intricate and understand that where there's some other levels where traders will be looking at, and how would I be able to discover that? Well, basically, you go to the NPOCs, you go to the monthly NPOCs, you go to the daily NPOCs, weeklies, and you mark those things out on your chart also to look something like this. You got your monthly here, your monthly here. Now, not saying price is going down here. It's just honorable mentions, honorable mentions. Over here, you have a lot of confluence. Over here, you have a golden pocket. You have, you have the point of control. You have a golden pocket, and there's something else behind it, but I can't see what is behind it. I like to move it. Overall GP and the monthly. So you got a nice little area of confluence right here. There's 3 areas right here that make this area very, very strong. So 85, 84, $82,000 is a very strong area. Same thing here, 95. This is our value area low of this range. So yes, I would want to take any type of long trade up into that area if the indicators are showing me positive momentum. If not, if the money flow is in the red and it's deep in the red, this is why I suggest that you use these type of thing. You use the number layout on the side that market cipher gives you, so that you can understand when a momentum, not a momentum wave, when a money flow wave gets a little bit oversold, like 30, over anything over 35 becomes like a little bit oversold, And that's where you want to start looking to be like, hey, there could be a possible full pullback from this range, depending on how the market is. Like I said, you got to build the context. You have to build the trading plan. So for me, right now, we got area here, we have an area here. Now at 104,000, we have a daily naked point of control. We have a point of control pretty much at $107,000. We got at $111,000. We got what is that? We got a daily POC. Then on top of that, at 113, we got a monthly POC. So these are all areas that we lost. So now they become resistance. So we're looking for price to continue to come back up. Now the weekly is still giving us a little bit of hope. The weekly is giving us a little bit of hope with the money flow still in a high range, but money flow is forming bearish divergence. Price is going up, bearish divergence. I mean, we're retracing now. Then also on the weekly, we have the 3 candles that crypto face and everybody else is talking about. So that's definitely not a good look. So you want to be careful and realize that the trend right now is leaning a little bit, especially on lower time frames, like a 12-hour chart. This right here it keeps on going in and out, in and out. We're not getting a stable read on the 12-hour to go, for any stability. So even if we wick down, take this daily NPOC and come back up, we have to still be aware that the charts. So these could be a temporary trade. It might not be the grand poobah trade that everybody wants, that is going to go all the way back up to the value area, and that's going to give you what? You take it from here, you take it from here. That gives you 16%. That's 160%, depending on how you play that. If you're playing it on 10x, that's 170% if you're playing it on 10x. Like the money management, everything has to be a solid plan. But anyways, now you got your levels. Now you go get your dailies, and you can get those easily. You can get them. You can go to your indicator section. You can go to the P thing, indicator, and let me see. Let me pull that up for you right now, so that it is no favorites. Marked as my favorite. It should be my favorite. Volume profile. I think this is it. So yes, this is the periodic volume profile. Yep, that's it. Get ready. So yeah, go in there, grab that, put it on a monthly chart, put it on a daily chart, put it on a weekly chart, and it would give you the levels. All right, let's turn it on. Is it on? Yeah, it's on, but let's go to the monthly. All right. Oh, wasn't it? Oh, this is actually pretty funny. Okay, this is actually better. It's not better, but so basically that's what the PV is. That's how you find your naked points of control. Your naked point of control is pretty much a candle, right? The individual candle has its own volume bar, right? So the volume bar will have its own point of control within that, the highest, the biggest point of its trading time in that candle, and that will be known as the NPOC. Now this is given to you in a bar mode so that you can understand more of a manual mode. But the other one that I had on my chart, which I gotta find right now because I didn't have it marked as my favorite. Matter of fact, I could just do this. Yeah, see, this one would extend my lines out a little bit more, besides giving me this one. So take that. Let me see something real quick. Okay, it did it. All right. So yeah, I think the sun in the settings, you gotta probably POC, show the POC, price label, scan, volume profile. Uh, placement left. Let's see. Yeah, I think UX. Yeah. Oh, matter of fact, let me do this. Man. Uh, 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 uh. That's the daily giving me anything. Right? Yes. 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 So yeah, you can mark out these lines right here. If it been broken, like right here, if it already been broken, it forms a new one. The new one is the one that you really got to watch for. And yeah, basically, you mark these out, and this will be your daily NPOCs. You can go to your monthlies. It will give you the same thing, your monthly NPOCs, pa 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 pa. So you mark those out, and you can go to your weeklies, and it will give you your weeklies. Pa 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 pa. Bada bing, bada boom. Right. So that's just to give you the price levels. Now you mark out these price levels and you put them all out there, and yeah, now the plan is, let's go back into my chart. Right. Let's shut you down. Bam. Right. So now the plan is right now, because we can go into the 4 hour right now. Money flow. Let's keep this open. Let's not even look at the chart. So we got the 1 hour, we got the 4 hour right now. Money flow is pointing down. VWAP is about to come down really heavy. RSIs are spread, but we do got the little bullish divergence here. So, but money flow is basically suggesting that we still got a level to come down and take. All right, let's take that to the 2 hour. Let's see how that's going. We already broke. Money flow is still pointing towards the down range. We have a momentum cutoff. Our sides are spread apart. Now let's go back into the 8 hour. Let's read this out. Let's try to get this read. We're flattening out on the money flow. Also, we're starting to get this weird angle. Remember, we want these strong diagonal angles to show that we're gonna get these dumps. But we're getting these weird angles. Now, money flow is in the red. So anything that this zero line crosses usually will give you a nice, decent pop, the way that these guys been popping everything down. Look at this. So it's up. They're taking it up 4% to take it down 5.5%, 5.35%. So, and they've been playing this game up, down, up, down, up, down. So, like I said, we're flattening out within this range on the 8 hour time frame, but money flow is looking a little stagnant. So now we could take it to the 12 hour. See, money flow is going up, but we're going in and out, wishy washy, wishy washy. Now RSIs are pinched together red. So pinched together and red means that usually when this VWAP comes down to the zero line, if they do not start separating, usually means that it would give us a nice little decent punch in the stomach. This is a 12 hour time frame, so you want to watch that and see what's going on. 18 hour, we're getting this curvature. Curvature is still leading me. I don't really see anything bullish that's giving me curvature. This nice curvature right here, R size is tight. VWAP is already above the zero line. The curvature is just basically solidifying that we got one more leg down. So now, one more leg down. Where's the one more leg down? So now we just charted everything out. I would say that the one more leg down will be at the 105.445 range. Even if we come down here with, we can even grab this, what is this, my DBSI? No, this is my DBSI. I forgot what this thing is called. But we can even come down here with a nice little wick and just come back up. But remember, you just want to have your ticket in. You're not worried about the baby volatility within this range because you're more worried about the price going back into these ranges. You on a 10x trade right now, you can make 100% on this trade right on itself. So that's a 1x trade. A lot of people would tell you, hey, that's not worth it. And yeah, I agree with them. It isn't worth it. You're supposed to be in the bigger trade. You're supposed to be in this trade right now. So you're supposed to be up and not worrying. And even if it goes down to this point, you're still good. Now, this is the thing that I took from Jason Casper. Jason likes to play both angles. He's never going to lose the trade. And I took that into my own trading concepts and I understood what he was doing. But I just applied it to these value areas. So if price was to come back down here, I'm long in it. I will still hold my short unless otherwise this real bullishness on the charts. Wow. So I'm still going to hold my short until either this gets into the POC range and then I can cut this one in profit, and then I can cut this short in profit and let this ride up because I know that it's about to get above the POC and do its thing in this little range all the way back up to the value area. But regardless, when price interacts with the value area high, you're dealing with the probabilities of the market. Is the probability of the market going to break above? And you look for signs of that with this volatility. That's what comes in with the break and retest. We come here, we sweep that liquidity. We come back up into the range, we break. We retest this range, we go up, right? We go back up, we break again. Then we come back, we retest areas. So, and then these are pump fakes. These are all fakes. So they want you to be like, yeah, it's going down forever. It's over, it's over. But it's not, because you're going to be looking at the money flow. The money flow gives you the trend is still in your favor. So you're looking at that trend to be like, oh, these are opportunities every time when these come into play. Now, I don't have these charted out, these wicks, but I'm just saying, like, you come into these areas and you break above. Now, bam, price comes back into this area, creates his daily NPOC and takes off, breaks above, break and retest, break and retest. That's what you're looking for, break and retest of every single one of these lines. Now, the break consists of having a volatile candle that breaks above these levels. The stronger the level and the stronger that break is, the better. You could ride that trend. Even if one of those traders who trade these vector candles, and it's just basically like you just putting in $1 million at this place, taking that little trade up for 3 seconds, and then because you're just riding the trend. You understand that money flow still in the red. We were losing here, so calculations have to be made. You have to readjust for everything that is being done. But regardless of the fact, you're looking at these levels and you're waiting for price to interact. You're looking at the indicators and you're like, I still see kind of little bearish signs. I'm a wait to pull the trigger on along here. I'm gonna wait to pull the trigger here at this 105 range. And if it's still looking bearish, like everything is still leaking out, then yeah, you might want to be careful. This 2-day, we got this curvature coming out on this 2-day. That's stuff that we have to pay attention. Same thing, this curvature of the money flow, curvature of this. RSIs are tight. Like, they are low. The RSIs are low, but they're tight. So I'm expecting one more leg down before we get that hoorah back up. And like I said, there is liquidity above us. Like, if you go here to the heat maps and you refresh it on a week time frame, let's just see what we got on a week time frame right now. Week time frame, we still got a little bit of liquidity at 110, but realistically, we got a little bit of liquidity at around the $114,000 range, right? But what is more probable? Are we gonna go all the way up here and sweep this liquidity, or are we gonna sweep this liquidity right here? Well, it just so happens that this liquidity in this range is in that 105, 106 area. So I would want to take this liquidity before I see this liquidity get taken. So probabilities of it coming down with everything that you just read on Market Cipher, and now you have the level. So Market Cipher just said, hey, there's still probably one more punch to the stomach. So before we can reevaluate to see if we're actually going to the value area or if we're going back up to, the value area low, or we actually going back into the value area high. And that's how you pretty much play the game, man. You just take it one level at a time. You don't jump in. You're not looking for anything too crazy. You want to see what the indicators are telling you when price interacts with these moments. And then the hopium of knowing that when you go into the Twitter feeds and you go into every Discord and everything, and everybody's just like, oh, that's it, we're at all-time highs. Next stop, $150,000. Like, you got to understand how price moves and how traders treat price. Like, if they got $20 million on that trade, it could be a spot trade. They don't even got to have leverage on it. These guys only need that trade to go up a certain amount, let alone if it does go up to 130,000 from where we at right now. These guys got an ill payday. So what do you think, that $130,000 won't be a heavy sell area? It would definitely be a heavy sell area. So a lot of the hopium that a lot of people are spilling out there in the moon boy status and the DCA, just buy every day and everything, there are key levels in the chart where you should be actually buying at. There are participants in the world. You guys like to call yourself the people that are different. Well, the people who are different from you are buying at certain levels and making sure that Bitcoin doesn't fall past this level. So you should be one of those people, because those are better DCA buying opportunities than you just DCAing at any level and not knowing what you're doing and having to deal with any type of blowback, because you are dealing with people's financial lives. But I wanted to put this little video out. I wanted to just let anybody know, if you got any questions, like, I'm still new to this game. I'm just throwing everything out there just to, get the ball rolling, man. I appreciate FG out there. I appreciate Crypto Face, man. I appreciate all you guys that are just, making moves and throwing my name up in the wind, and I appreciate that. I'm definitely gonna get a little bit better at this, and yeah, man. This is pretty much how I trade my day-to-day basis. And even if I'm trading, I rarely trade altcoins. A lot of people try to get, they try to mess up my reputation by trying to get me to either talk about an altcoin or talk about something else. Or listen, I'm not really a altcoin trader. I trade them at the bottom of the bear markets. Like, that's my trade. But as far as anything else, I'm not really trading too many altcoins right now. I'm pretty much trying to preserve capital and not really lose it throughout anything. I'm not really worried about price blasting up into levels where, like, I'm just gonna melt my face and that you can't outperform Bitcoin. I think that's a crock of shit, especially at this point. So, just play the levels, guys. Be sure, learn how to pull your levels. If you got any questions, you could definitely hit me up in the DM. And if you got any ideas on content and stuff like that, if there's stuff that you have questions on or whatever, like, I'll break it down. We can do individual videos. We could do anything. Like, I'm just really trying to help the community. I'm not really charging anything. I'm not doing, promoting any classes. The only thing that I would tell you guys is that, I am using Market Cipher. Like, everything is based off of Market Cipher. So I could teach you how to get levels. You could do your own trading with these levels and stuff like that. But the accuracy of the trades of what I'm putting out and doing happens to be because of Market Cipher. Like, there's no lie about that. Like, Market Cipher is some good shit, man. Like, go test it out. They got a year subscription, or you could buy the whole entire lifetime subscription, but it's a little pricey. There's deals out there, so go hunt them deals down. But if you definitely want to, amplify your trading game and get up in there, you might want to take a look at Market Cipher for sure. But yeah, other than that, this is how you pull out your levels. This is how you do your things. There's other You know, I didn't give you all the other stuff like, you know, this VPR and stuff like that. And, you know, there's other ways to get that confluence, even when your spider lines, like your spider lines give you a lot, bro. Like spider lines are amazing. So that, you know, look, daily NPOC, you get a spider line right here. Like, come on, bro. Like there's a lot of data that's just suggesting that points at these levels, and that's where you want to just be like, yeah, I don't mind throwing a couple of dollars to the wind. So yeah, man, I just wanted to say that, man. God bless everybody. I hope y'all having a good day. Tap in with me, and one love, everyone.